Have you ever been in a meeting and someone asks you a simple question and suddenly your mind goes completely blank? Your heart starts pounding, your face gets hot, and the words vanish. You know the answer. You knew it 5 minutes ago. But right now, under pressure, it's like your brain hit the off switch. Maybe it happened during an exam or on a first date, during a presentation you rehearsed 100 times. If this sounds familiar, I want you to know something important right now. It's not a flaw in your character. It's not proof that you're not smart enough or not capable enough. There's a very specific reason your brain does this. And once you understand it, you can start working with it instead of against it. Here's what's actually happening. When you feel real or perceived pressure, your brain's alarm system, a small almond-shaped structure called the amygdala, senses a threat. It doesn't know the difference between a tiger and a tough question from your boss. To your nervous system, pressure feels like danger, plain and simple. So it triggers the stress response. Fight, flight, or freeze. Most people know fight or flight, but freeze is just as common, and it happens when your brain decides that fighting or running won't help, so it hits pause instead. Blood flow shifts away from your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for clear thinking, memory retrieval, and problem solving, and moves toward your muscles, preparing your body to react physically. That's why you can't think straight in the moment. Your brain, quite literally, has less blood flow going to the thinking part. Think of it like a computer running 20 tabs at once. When it gets overwhelmed, it doesn't crash gracefully, it freezes. Your brain is doing the same thing. It's not broken. It's just overloaded, prioritizing survival over performance, even when the threat is just a Zoom call or a hard conversation. Once you see freezing as a protective response, rather than a personal failure, something shifts. You stop fighting yourself while you fight the moment. So, how do you actually come back online when this happens? Let's go through a few techniques that work with your nervous system, not against it. The first is physiological breathing, specifically a slow exhale that's longer than your inhale. Try breathing in for 4 seconds and out for 6 or 7. This isn't just a relaxation trick. Your exhale directly activates your vagus nerve, which tells your nervous system, we're safe now. It's one of the fastest ways to manually lower your heart rate and bring blood flow back to your thinking brain. Even 3 rounds of this can shift you out of freeze mode within a minute. The second technique is naming what's happening out loud or in your head. Simply thinking, I'm freezing right now because I feel pressure, does something powerful. It activates your prefrontal cortex again, the same region that went quiet. Psychologists call this affect labeling. When you name an emotion, you're pulling your thinking brain back into the driver's seat instead of leaving your alarm system in charge. The third is grounding through your senses, noticing 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear. This works because your freeze response depends on abstract, future-focused fear. What if I mess up? What if they judge me? Grounding forces your attention back into the present moment, into your actual physical environment, where in reality, you are safe. It interrupts the spiral before it fully takes hold. And finally, the fourth, and maybe the most important, is practicing small pressure on purpose. Freezing happens less over time when your nervous system gets repeated. Gentle exposure to mild pressure in low-stakes settings. Speaking up in a small group, answering a question you're not fully sure about. Each time you do this and survive it, your brain updates its threat map. It slowly learns. Pressure doesn't always mean danger. This is how confidence is actually built. Not by waiting until you feel ready, but by teaching your nervous system, rep by rep, that you can handle more than it thinks. None of these require you to eliminate anxiety completely. They give your brain a way back to yourself when it needs it most. So the next time you freeze, remember, your brain isn't failing you, it's protecting you a little too well. And now you have real tools to gently bring yourself back. Your breath, naming what's happening, grounding yourself in the present. If this video hits close to home and you feel like you need more consistent support, online therapy is a flexible option linked in the description whenever you're ready for it. And if you'd like to go even deeper into this topic, maybe on a walk or before bed, there are some carefully chosen audiobooks linked below just for that. If today's video helped you feel even a little more understood, hit like, drop a comment, and tell me where you freeze up the most, and subscribe for more of this. You are not broken, you're just a person whose brain is trying very hard to keep you safe.